Welcome students. So students, today we will discuss about the next theory chapter, that is data communication, and this is related to the communication, which is very important factor in today's time, because communication matters a lot. In today's time you can communicate pretty easily if you are connected to the internet, or rather I should say if you are connected into a network. So the concept of communication, the term data communication comprises, I'll just maximize that. Okay, the term data communication comprises two words, that is data and communication. So data can be like in any form, right? It can be in text form, image, audio, video, and multimedia files, right? So communication is an act of sending and receiving data, and you can see in today's world what we are doing is sending and receiving data. We are using WhatsApp, we are sending and receiving data. We are using Facebook, we are posting a lot of things, and we are reading a lot of posts from the other users, and so many things are happening. There are so many apps, so many social networking websites where we kind of send and receive data. Thus, data communication refers to the exchange of data between two or more networked or connected devices. Now, these devices can be any devices, right? So, these devices must be capable of sending and receiving data over communication medium. Now, medium means form. Which form? It's wired communication, wireless communication, and so on. So the devices can be mobile phones, laptops, desktop computers, etc. Right. So this is a very good picture. I would say that they have shown a central server which is connected to a switch. Now this is a switch. It's in our computer lab also. Just inside the cabin, when you inside the lab we have a cabin inside, and then inside that you can see this switch where the lights are blinking. And using this switch, this is basically used for a LAN setup, and using this switch all the PCs, all the computers are connected, and there is a central server which acts as a server to all other PCs, and even the printer is connected to the switch. So this is a hardware. So when we connect this printer to the switch, so we can give any print command, and that printout will be you know will be from the printer. So we can share this printer with all the PCs, and that's the advantage of having a network. We can share the hardware resources basically. So components of data communication. Okay, so whenever we talk about communication between two computer devices using a network, five most important aspects come to our mind. These are sender, receiver, communication medium, that is wired or wireless. What exactly is the medium? The message to communicate, and certain rules that called as protocols. Now this is very important word, that is protocols. Okay, and the same thing that I said, this is a sender, this is a receiver, and this is a transmission medium, whether it is wired or wireless. The same thing they have shown. Who is a sender, who is a receiver? It's pretty easy to understand what message you want to send. Communication medium, it is a path through which the message transfers between source and destination. It is called as medium or link between the wired or wireless, right? For example, a television cable, telephone cable, Ethernet cable, satellite link, microwaves, etc. are all the communication mediums. Protocol, as I said, is a very important word. So protocols that we are nowadays using, and the most famous protocol that we use is the HTTP protocol, that is hypertext transfer protocol. But we normally use HTTPS, that is secure one. So any website you can check the URL, that is the HTTP protocol that we use. Okay. So, what is a bandwidth? Let us understand this. Bandwidth of a channel is a range of frequencies that is available for transmission of data through that channel. Okay, what is the frequency? The range of the frequency of the transmission. Higher the bandwidth, higher the data transfer rate, right? So, we always say we require a higher bandwidth to have a high speed internet service. Normally, bandwidth is a difference of maximum and minimum frequency contained in a composite signal. So this is the formula basically in hertz. So 1 kilohertz is equal to 1000 hertz, and 1 megahertz is equal to 1000 kilohertz. Okay, and so on. So basically, it is the the transfer rate. What is the rate basically? A data transfer rate. Now this is very simple to understand. It we always say, okay, I'm only getting 4 mbps of speed, right? So that's the transfer rate you're talking about. So 1 kbps is equal to 1024 bps at bytes per second, and this is kilobytes per second. So 1 mbps with 1 kbps is 1024 bps, and 1 mbps is equal to 1024 kbps, that is kilobyte. Megabyte per second, kilobyte per second. 1 gigabytes per second is equal to 1024 megabytes per second, and 1 terabytes per second is equal to 1024 gigabytes per second. Okay, so that is the units basically we are talking about. Okay, a user wants to upload a text document. This is very interesting example. A user wants to upload a text document at the rate of 10 pages per 20 seconds. Okay, 10 pages per 20 seconds. What will be the required data rate? So we need to calculate the data rate, and do not worry, this is this kind of question is not asked in the exam. Okay, but this is just for understanding. So what is the required data rate? Now what is the data rate that we require for this channel? Assuming that one page contains 1600 characters. 1600 characters, which will mean 1600 bytes. So one character represents one byte, and you can see that each character is of 8 bits. So 8 bits basically is 1 byte. Okay, so what they did is, that is 10. Okay, and the one page contains 1600 characters, so these are like 1600 bytes, and this is what exactly they did. So 10 into 1600 into that, this is the bits basically they calculated. Okay, into 8, and then divided by, that is a 20 second. So this is the the amount of data per 20 second. It comes down to 6400 bytes per second. So I told you this is a bytes into, and this is 8. So one byte is equal to 8 bits, right? So this is 1600 into 8, and that is 10 pages. One page is 1600. So 10 into 1600 into 8 divided by 20. So that is 6.25 kbps. That's the data rate that we require. Okay, so types of data communication. The data communication happens in form of signal between two or more computing devices or nodes. The transfer of data happens over point-to-point or multi-point communication channel. Okay, so important to understand in this is what is a simplex communication. In this, it is a one-way or unidirectional communication between two devices, in which one device is sending and the other is receiving. That is called a simplex communication. Okay, devices use the entire capacity of the link to transfer the data. It is like one-way street where vehicles can move in only in one direction. Okay, so it can be only in one direction and not both the sides. For example, data entered through a keyboard or a audio sent to a speaker are a one-way communication. That's the example that they give. So that's the simplex one. That's the best example. We have the dish TV. So what is happening? Data is getting transferred from the dish to your device, but from your, device means your television or your LED. But from your LED, nothing goes back. That is only one way. Only one way. Only from the data from the dish TV you keep on receiving the data, and that is how you watch the movies or the serials or whatever it is. Okay, one of the best example. And half duplex communication is what? It is a two-way or bi-directional communication. So there is a two-way communication between the devices. Okay, while one device is sending data, the other one will receive, and vice versa. So both the way, one is sending, other is receiving, other is also sending, and the one who was sending is also receiving. It's a vice versa. So it is like sharing one-way narrow bridge among the vehicles, both the sides, moving in both direction. Okay, so just a minute. Vehicles cannot pass bridge simultaneously. Basically, it is a simplex channel where the direction of transmission can be switched. Okay, so application of such type of communication can be found in a walkie-talkie where one can press the push to button to talk. This enables transmitter and turns off the receiver. So what is happening over here? Okay, this is a half duplex. So when one is sending, the other cannot send. One finishes sending the data, then the other device can start sending data. Okay, so that is half duplex. Okay, but yes, there is a communication both the ways. But when one is sending, the other is receiving. Once it finishes sending the data, then the other can start sending its data to the other device. What is full duplex? So full duplex might be at the same time, right? It is a two-way bidirectional communication in which both devices can send and receive data simultaneously at the same time, basically. Okay, in real time. It is like a two-way road where vehicles can go in both direction at the same time. Okay, so sending and receiving is happening at the same time. That is called as full duplex transmission of data. So we have learned about the simplex, the half duplex, and the full duplex. Then the switching techniques, that is VoIP, is a communication methodology designed to deliver both voice and multimedia communication over the internet. So voice over internet protocol, that's the full form. That is, it can be asked in the exam. Okay, so VoIP, that is voice over internet protocol. 1 mark question can be asked. And for this, okay, I have a very good video and I'm going to share that video for the various topology. I have already recorded this video for the other class. In fact, it was for class 8, but over here there's quite a useful video, I would say. What is a various topology, what is a mesh topology, a star topology, everything I have that in the video. I will upload that into the e-content. So just go to the e-content and watch the various topologies. Then the circuit, this was the switching techniques. Okay, how the data is basically sending and receiving, how it is taking place with the help of the topology. I will upload that video. Then circuit switching. So in circuit switching, before a communication starts, a dedicated path is identified between the sender and the receiver. This path is connected with sequence of links between network nodes. So a connection gets established and then all packets follow the same path established during the connection. Packets means these are like data packets. Okay, so data is never sent all together. It is broken into packets and then it is sent to the relevant path. So that is a circuit switching in which the node is fixed. So the path is fixed. Okay. And then we have packet switching. In packet switching, the path is not actually fixed. In this packet switching, each information or message to be transmitted between sender and receiver is broken down into smaller pieces called packets. That was the same thing over here also. These packets are then transmitted independently through the network. Different packets of the same message may take different routes. Okay, this circuit switching will take the same route, but packet switching may take different packets will take different routes. That's the only difference between a circuit switching and a packet switching. Okay, then transmission media, sending and receiving, that is what transmission media will be like, wire and wireless basically, right? So let us go to that. See, it is the same thing. Communication media, that is a wired media and wireless media. And if it is wireless, so it will be electromagnetic waves. That's the technology used, right? So under the wired media, we have twisted pair cable, which is normally used in the for a LAN network. So in our computer lab also, all the computers are basically connected with a twisted pair cable. It is also called as Ethernet cable. Then there is a coaxial cable. So coaxial cable, normally the cable that you have for the dish TV, the from the dish TV coming to your TV, normally that is a coaxial cable, and this is a bit stronger as compared to twisted pair cable. And the more stronger we have, which can carry more data as compared to these two, is the fiber optic cable, and this is also the most expensive cable. Okay, and these are the cables that are used by the the multinational companies for or the service providers, that through which we can access the internet. They use this cable, okay, the fiber optic cables. Then wireless medium, we have the radio waves, microwaves, and infrared waves. Now these are something children already we have done in class 8, 9, and 10. Different types of transmission, you can go through this. Please, I'm not going to go through this. It's pretty simple to understand. This was already in class 8. I'm already had videos about a twisted pair cable in class 8. In class 9 and 10 also there is a repetition of it. Okay, so let us just go ahead and then the wireless technology, wireless technologies, we have Bluetooth, we have Wi-Fi, right? Wireless LAN, and then we have the most famous is that is normally we use the Wi-Fi technology that we use for the internet. And there is something also called as WiMAX. WiMAX, that is stands for Worldwide Interoperability for Microwave. So please please remember this abbreviation. Okay, this can be asked 1 mark question. Then 2G, 3G, 4G. Okay, already you have an idea. And then various protocols. Okay, sending and receiving. The most famous, that is the HTTP and HTTPS. HTTPS is something that we are using nowadays because that is more secure way. HTTP sends the data as it is, so it is not that secure. Whereas HTTP secure will encrypt the data in some other form, and then it will send it through the network. So anybody hacks the data will not understand what the data is. Okay. So please understand, keep in mind the full forms, the abbreviations: Hypertext Transfer Protocol and HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure, for your exam point of view. URL, the full form of URL. URL is basically the link, right? The website links that we have. We go to various links of the website, and at the the URL bar that we have, that is this one, right? This is the URL bar, and we type all that contains. This is also the URL bar, right? So uniform resource locator. Okay, then we have FTP. If you can remember, this was in class 10 also, class 9 also. FTP, file transfer protocol. Please remember the PPP, that is a point-to-point protocol. SMTP, in class 10 we have done this, that is a simple mail transfer protocol used for sending and receiving emails. TCP/IP, that is Transmission Control Protocol /IP, Internet Protocol, full forms. Okay, TCP/IP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. It is a set of standardized rules that use client-server model of communication in which user or machine request a service by a server in the network. So you send a request to the server, and server will process the request and send the data to you. So that was all about the thing, and that is all that we have, children, in this particular chapter. Please remember the abbreviations, okay, and the various transmission medias that we have. Okay, and again next week we are going to discuss something more about the networking. There will be a 4 mark question that I have to explain you how to solve that. Other than that, almost all everything we have covered. You also please start solving the question papers of previous year of 5-6 years for the networking part, and that is more than sufficient. Other than that, we have covered everything. You can go through the sample paper and every question we have taken. Okay, So that's it for today, children. Bye for now.